Hi Flosstube, I'm Chantelle with 141 Design Company. It's April 10th, 2022, and this is Flosstube number 17. It's been about a week and a half since we chatted last, and if you're new to this channel, what we talk about are the cross-stitch items that I finished and things that I fully finished, as well as cross-stitch projects that I'm working on, which are considered whips. We talk about some of the things I've picked up during the last week or so, some haul, different decorating things and items I've bought for my cross-stitch collection or stash. And then we also talk about the 141 Design Company display backers or cross-stitch backers that we create to complement your cross-stitching, and who am I kidding, for the cross-stitching that I've been doing. A lot of the designs I create are basics, and I kind of go off of what I'm stitching at the time or what I think you guys are working on, and it's just been a lot of fun to create for this community and to make special design backers for you. So I'm thrilled to be sharing more with you here today. The first thing I want to get into is a fully finished piece, and it's from 30 years ago. Okay, this is a vintage stitch, and it was done by my best friend Andrea and gifted to my husband and I, probably when we either moved into a new house or just because she's a great gift giver and an avid cross stitcher at the time. So we did a lot of cross stitching 30 years ago and just kind of have picked it all back up again and are having a great time. But the one I want to share with you, you remember back when back stitching was all the rage. So that's what this one is. And we also shared in our Facebook Live this milk can done with the galvanized paint finish. Well, I had it all finished and thought this stitch would look fabulous on it. It used to be in a wood frame with glass, and I had it hanging in my laundry room of each house that we've been in, and I don't know. It's, like I said, it's one of those things, since it's been with me, it's not necessarily my style, so I decided to make it my style, and it's just been with me for so long that I cannot part with it because I love it, I love her, and I think it's precious. But look at that. It's so vintage. Doesn't it seem like there should be a goose on there somewhere? I maybe should put a little goose down here at the bottom. I should have put a goose up here. That would have been funny. Anyway, I finished it using, I have no idea what fabric it's on. I do know it's 18 or 14 count. I know that much, but other than that, I have no idea. I did finish it on the stitching stripes from Priscilla and Chelsea. It's kind of that denim-y blue color. I thought it looked good pulling the blue out of here. And then I used one of our flowers from a charm pack that we have and finished it with the center with a button, a covered button, also in the stitching stripes. And then this bow came from Hobby Lobby, and I just thought that complemented it really nice. So I'm glad to have this reworked and putting it in my craft room, in my sewing room, so that I can have that as just a forever great memory to keep. But I thought I wanted to share that with you. That's on our milk can, which is in our shop. The second finish I have to share with you guys is, last week I showed you it as a finish, and it was the Bunny Bakery from the Up on the Pedestal series by Stitching with the Housewives. And this week we had some new products come in, which are these metal buckets. There are two sizes. They do come as a set, so you're going to get both of them. You get this is the small one, and then the large one is what I put Bunny Bakery on. It's so cute. It's on here with magnets, and I was able to finish it with the Chelsea's checks in the orange, which is so bright. I love it. I'm so happy to have that orange. I love it. I guess I really like orange. But they just complemented it so well. It's done on 14 count aqua. And I did use all the classic Colorworks flosses, so you can see the variegation that showed up in there. And then, since it's this big bucket, I've got it shoved full of this wildflower craziness going on, mimicking the flowers in the bottom. And I finished it with this bow. Now the bow is all glued together. It's a giant bow, and it's on with a magnet. So let me show the back of that to you. I glued a washer onto the back. And this is one of those rare earth magnets, so it's really strong. So there's the washer, and I can reuse this magnet. If I pack this away and just wrap my bow up, I can pull the magnet out and reuse it onto something else. But since it's a metal bucket, here I'll take this off so you can see the whole bucket, because that's on there with, I put 3 on the back just to keep it from tipping, but that's what the bucket looks like. So now it'll be ready for I could either do another one of these, or a lot of them are about this size. A lot of different stitches from Priscilla and Chelsea are this size. I know the All Jarred Up series would probably also fit on here very nicely. But this bow I made with just some denim with polka dots, colored ribbon, the natural ribbon, and then the carrot is, I chopped up a garland, a Ray Dunn garland that I had that had bunnies and carrots all along it. And I just thought the carrot was kind of cute. So I cannibalized the garland so that I could have this. And then that just kind of clicks on the side, just like that. So that was a second fully finished item. And like I said, these buckets do come as a set, and they are in our Etsy shop. The second items that I finished they're also on brand new backers that are in our shop. And it all has to do with bee themes. I'm sure you figured that out. But the first one, this month, the Dapper Doodad series are bee themed. So I was able to get Honeybee Farm finished up and a backer created for it. And I did this beehive with a dedicated spot for the Dapper Doodad size, which finished out to be about 5 by 5 when I added the board to it with the Chelsea's checks. So here's the finished stitch with the Chelsea's checks. That ends up about a 5 by 5 piece. The center of the hive, this comes in 2 parts. The yellow is one piece and the black is another. It does come unfinished, but they're very easy to paint for this one. This is an easy one. I used the Bungalow 47 picnic basket color for this front layer. And then of course put some washers on there, washers on the back, magnets in between, so that those just click right in place. And I just did that on washers. Since it's dedicated, I probably would have just glued this in, but I did it so that if I want to change it out onto one of our tier tray mini stands, I could do that at one point too, to show you. So this one is our hive with their center cutout. I also used one of our flowers from our charm pack with a covered button in the Chelsea's Checks yellow. I was so happy when that set showed up in the mail. I was like just dying to get my hands on it. I'm sure many of you are too. And then the bees, these tiny little bees, actually came off of, let me show you. And I have these. These are also in the shop. They come unfinished, so you can paint them however you want. And I'm setting these in this easel because I like it this size. I like it that it's leaning back. And I also like that the back then is plain in case I do want to hang it someplace or put it up against something. I don't have anything bulky on the back. And that's in the easel. Those little tiny bees, let me put this over here so you can see it. And then these little tiny bees, they came off of, I have it here, so there it is. They came off of this beehive from Hobby Lobby. We do have a bee in our charm pack, and I'll show you that guy, but he's on a different stitch, so that's the bee in our charm pack. But these little bees I thought were so cute, and see how it just pulls right out, and there's like metal already on it, so he can kind of like stick up off the thing. And then this one here. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of these, and I pulled the bees off so that I could put them onto something else. But that's what that looks like. It's in the spring shop, so it's all 40% off. And then that leads me into my next fully finished piece, which what did I do then with those hives, right? Oh, and here's the next Dapper Doodad is this snow globe. I'm working on that so I could do another bee for a beehive for that one. The stitching that I did last week as well was for Be Happy, was the chart by Primrose Cottage. And this is charted as one piece. You can see how they did it with that cute pillow. But I separated them out and did them each individually, so I had a few extra smalls for putting onto tier trays. And that's what I put, once I had ripped that stuff off of the beehive, I put this on the beehive. So there's Be Happy. And you can see this is about 3 by 3. I just did this part of it and then did a little line right on the bottom. The top, this is a paper flower that I purchased from an Etsy shop, and I will link her shop below, and just stating that the paper flower came from this shop so that you can get those. She does them in a lot of different colors. I have some yellow ones too, but I liked this little buffalo plaid flower. Thought that was cute. So I have Be Happy, and then I have another hive with Be Humble on it. These are done on 14 count Aida. And then for the Be Kind, it turned out to be a little bit smaller, so I finished it this way on the Chelsea's checks with just the press-on board in the back, and made a little hanger by doing the back as in a press-on board the same size. I want to say this is about 2 by 3, and then sandwiched that hanger in between. I think I'd like to learn, I want to learn how to do that cording. I will link that as well. I watched Vonna Pfeiffer show how to do it, and I ordered the tool, so I don't have it yet, but it was a great tutorial. So I will add that tutorial in the bottom too. I want to try do what she shared in that video. So I'm thankful for that she was able to share that. And this little guy is for our tier tray mini stands, is what I've got it hanging on. Our tier tray mini stands look like this. They are the same designs as our large 18-inch stands, which, you know, we first introduced back at Christmas time. I had some Christmas ones on it, and then we have these little tier tray ones, which are so stinking cute. And let me show you how this little guy hangs right on here. I used little beads too. Isn't that precious? I love it. Now this is a really easy thing to make and to hang on these little stands that we have, and they can kind of pop all over the place. These would be great at the office, just like on your counter somewhere on a tier tray. And I know there's so many tinies that you can stitch and create. And this one isn't like on a backer that I did at all. I just used the press-on board scraps that I had in my stash to make that. And I think they would also be super cute for those little freebies that Fat Quarter Shop has, that's like a football and things like that. I think that would be adorable for those. So that's on our little mini tier tray stands that complement our mini stand collection. The other one I did from Primrose Cottage is Kind Words. Oops, let me grab it up here for you. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul. And that's on this backer. So it is the hive that has a cutout. Now the back isn't sanded, but anyway, like a cutout version specifically designed for putting a stitch off to the side. So you have room for embellishments over here. This little bee is from our bee charm pack. The charm pack has a bee in it, a hive, and a honey pot. And then I just put him up here too. Now what I did do is I painted this with picnic basket, but it's very subtle to see. But when I painted the bees with picnic basket, what I did was I added a little bit of white to it to tone it down. Or actually, I added a little picnic basket to some white to tone down the yellow, so that there's actually a two-tone version to it. It's showing pretty much the same here, but that way the bee didn't just blend into the background. And let me show you without the stitch on it. I've got those magnets there, so you can see how this has been cut out. And you can stitch the other Primrose stitches too that will bump over. Let me show you. You can also use this one for the Dapper Doodad sizes, because it's the same height. Let me hold that up. I'll get it clicked right. And it didn't really match up with the... Let me hold this up for you. The magnets aren't matching up there because it's the other stitch. But see, they'll fit on there as well. The height is the same if you're using like a 5x5 finishing. So it'll be smaller actually, because I've got a board on the back. And then you've got lots of space over here for more embellishments. Let me put these all back together and I'll show them to you side by side. Like I said, these are in our shop and ready for ordering. These magnets, man. Okay, make sure your fingers don't get in there. All right, so here's both hives side by side. And I'm sure you've seen it, but they match our hanging hive, which I did the Summer Wishes and Bumblebee Kisses on, and it is on our tall stand. So like I said, our tall stands are the same as our tier tray mini stands. They're just obviously 2 different sizes. Lots of different hanging options for these as well. So I'm really happy with how my collection is coming together, and I'm getting ready to, and then this is also sitting in one of our easels. I'm also getting ready to do the new releases that just came out at market with all of the bees on it, and to complement all of this. On Instagram, which I'm at Chantelle's 141, I did post a picture of these items, and at the last picture, you'll see I did a few color changes on them. I just kind of brightened up some of the colors so they went a little more with the vivid yellow paint that I use, and I shared those color changes there, but I will put them in the description box here as well. So those are all my fully finished pieces for this last week and a half. I'm super excited to get those done and accomplished. And then I have some whips I want to talk about, okay? And then we'll get into haul. I'm looking at all this haul thinking I need to talk about that, but anyway, let's go on to whips and the things I'm stitching and working on and getting ready to design for next. The first one is a stitch along that Jessica at Sweetwater Stitcher, we were both talking about this chart, as I know many of you are, because who isn't talking about this chart, right? It's This Is the Day by Plum Street's Samplers. Oh my gosh. This is my first branch out into a stitch like this that I have a spot for, so that it's going to be out all the time. I'm super excited about it. I have no idea how I'm going to finish this one, because for one thing, I'm doing it on 14 count Ada, and it's really big. It's kind of huge. Let me show you. I'll show you how far I am. It's a natural, I think it's called Raw Linen Natural. This is going to be tough to see, but here. So here it is. What I've done so far. It's huge. And I've gone along the top and got to that sun. Kind of went down that way. And now I think I'm going to go finish off the side. And my plan of attack on this is I'd like to, so I'm over here. I'd like to go do this part, go back across the bottom with that row there, maybe finish all this, and then finish the flowers here, and then tackle that house last, is kind of what I thought. I want to get after the house. It's really pretty. But I think I will do that one last and tackle them last. And then I'll share this as well, exactly which colors, fabric I use, and my floss, because I decided, I went to my local needlework store, which was Mo's Needles, is who was available to get floss from. And I decided to switch and do all of the colors for this particular chart in fancy floss. So, and I just picked them from my eye. Okay, so where it called for a DMC color, I went and got the DMC color, and then I went over to where all of the variegated flosses were hanging, and I picked the closest one to it. And so some of them are Weeks Dye Works, some of them are Classic Colorworks. And I am so, out of my mind excited about these colors, and the color variation that shows up in some of this floss is so beautiful. I ended up, with the oranges. I used a little bit darker Classic Colorworks, but I will share all of those colors, and it's just, I don't know, it's just fun to see how it all starts to come together and show up. And I put it in this bag that I got from Stitch Quarterly this last time, because I don't have, I set the teacup stitch aside. I can't work that into my schedule at this time. There's just a lot going on, and I've got some other stitch alongs I'm supposed to be working on, so anyway, there's that. The other stitch along I'm working on is the Home is Where the Wreath Is, and I was so happy that you guys jumped in the comments and helped a girl out with the new stitching experience here. I had mentioned last time about outlining the letters and how I don't do very well when I outline the letters, and because then I can see the thing. Well, duh. It totally escaped me that you don't do the full X, you just do the half. And so you guys got in the comments and shared that with me. And then Kimberly also said it on floss, or on the I don't know if it was Stitchy Talk or Flosstube or where she. So now I'm going to sit down and do just the half of the X all the way around and do that outlining for the rest of this, or I'll probably just finish the M for the E for sure, because I've got some traveling coming up and I want to get, I think the E will be a great one to do during the traveling. So, and speaking of traveling, my next whip is in this patriotic bag. Oh, no, that's not it. Is in this patriotic bag. And it's so fun. I'm so excited. And then my other whip will probably move into it, because this one, I'll show you this side. I can't show you the stitching, but I've got it in my Mickey patriotic bag and by Dot Goose Design. This is for the retreat that's coming up with Tomorrow's Heirlooms, and I'm getting really excited about that. I've been speaking with Barbara Johns. You got to get over and look at her channel. It's Stitching with Grammy, and she and I are going to travel together because she's local, and so she and I are going to travel together and hit the retreat and hang out, and I'm just really looking forward to it. We've been chatting a lot and getting ourselves all geared up. Then I'm going to take my Mickey bag and switch out and put my next stitch in there, because my daughters are taking me to Disney World. So my daughters and I, it's just a girl trip. The three of them and myself are hitting Disney World by the end of the month. So I'll use my Mickey patriotic bag for that and move my next traveling chart into there. The other whip that I'm working on is the April version of, oops, I only have, oh, here we go. The April version of the Waxy Moon design collection. I got to get this going before it's not April anymore, obviously. And I have the April done. I did switch with this one. The other ones I did in DMC, but I pulled the variegated floss for this. So I've got that part done. And that's going to come together pretty quick. It may not go up till the very last part of April, or might be ready for next year. But anyway, we'll get it done, because I really do need to give attention to this whip, because I'm behind, all right, and I've been working on it. But I am working on doing the flea market baskets, and I have, this is my progress. This is a stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop, and I have started on the gingham that goes around. I have these little churn dash dudes are going in here, but what I thought I'd do is I just needed some mindless stitching, and gingham is easy for me to do. I don't know why, it's easy to fill in. So I started doing that and wanted to just get that all the way around. And then these little guys are all different colors that go along here, these little churn dash dudes. So I figured when I start the baskets that go up in these spots, the colors that I'm using for the baskets, I can come down here at the same time when I have that threaded up and just fill those in. And so I think I can kind of kill two birds with one stone on that. The baskets are what's on the schedule for this month. So maybe by the end of the month I can get that finished up. Otherwise I'll take it to retreat so I can work on it there and get it finished up there. But that I have in this fun Dot Goose bag with the Maureen McCormick, and then inside here, because it has a lot of floss that goes with it, so I keep it in this fun little gingham bag. The other ones that I have are in my bee bags, and those are the rest of the, like I said, the Dapper Doodads, and those I was using on this green fabric. I'll show you that's what I had in my stash from Stitches and Things, so I went ahead and used it for the Dapper Doodad series that is going out. So I need to jump on that little snow globe and get that going. But those are the whips I have in progress, along with a couple others that I'm supposed to be working on too. But, you know, I do a little bit here, a little bit there, and in between work and all the other things. But it's been fun. I'm having a really good time, and it's just constantly working and keeping going. Now, the haul that I have to share with you this week is a few different things. I did make it over to Stitches and Things. They had a retreat that they did, so they were closed for a few days. But once they got back open, I got over there. I needed a few more skeins of floss. And then they had the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine in, so I was able to get that. I'll probably just hang on to it and do that one for next year at some point. I also picked up Summertime by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I love these colors. but they're not necessarily anything I have in my house. So I'm on the, I think it will go though with a lot of the Dunn mugs. Actually, now that I think about it, all of my summer mug collection probably will be the same colors. So I'll probably use the called for colors on this one because I can see that's probably going to be, yeah, that aqua in there. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so pretty. So I really liked that. I'm looking forward to summer and to stitching that. And then, you know, got crazy and they had a yard packed up of 14 count aqua Ada and thought, you know, probably something's going to come up. I should probably just have that. So I added that to the bunch. The other thing that I'm sure a lot of you got into, but I got the Priscilla's Pretty Plaids and Chelsea's checks in the new colors came in, and you can see I chopped them right up and got going on that right away. Some other things I got that aren't necessarily stitching related, but they kind of coordinate with the things that we have here. Let me move some stuff out of the way so I can pull them out. Well, one of them is our retreat is coming the first part of June. We have a workshop retreat. So it's not your typical retreat like you see. Mine is geared more towards workshop or backer finishing and painting and some tutorials and things like that. We are going to stitch for 2 days, but we also have some breakout sessions where we're going to be painting things and composing and putting some backer type things together. And there's going to be new releases for the guests there and all of that. The details for that are linked in the description below. There, the registration is open, so if you'd like to join us, come on over, more the merrier. It's a pretty low-key retreat. I'm having fun with it, and the gals that are signed up, oh my gosh, we're going to have a good time. But this was what, I had this on my heart to make, or in my head, on my heart, whatever you want to call it, but this tier tray stand. Now, I have painted this just all black, but I have been really enjoying putting together tier tray displays and have them. I have a great one that I picked up from Home Goods that is all square. It's got great real estate for laying things out. Then I've got a couple others that are round. They work really well too. But on my counter where my grandkids are eating and all of that, I want something fun for them to look at and see, but I don't want it round and taking up, you know, the bar space. I wanted something rectangular, and I wanted something rectangular that didn't have something black in it. So we made this design to, you know, my husband designed all of it for us so that we can paint it up, and all the retreat participants get this as their project. So we're doing this display at retreat. After retreat, this display stand will be available for purchase. But while I've been playing with tier tray things, I found these. And I don't know the SKU to them yet, but oh my gosh, these are so cute. They're at Hobby Lobby. Okay, they're over in the section by where the wedding things are and the ribbons and stuff like that. But look at these cute little plants. This is the closest I'm ever going to get to a real plant because look, it's got like dirt and roots in the bottom of it. I think it's so cute and funny. I don't do plants either. I know that's shocking since I don't cook things. And I basically just paint and stitch and craft, and that's kind of my thing. So anyway, these guys I thought are so cute on the tier tray, right? And so I got 3 of them so that they can kind of just sit there as background. Then the beehives, you can see how those just kind of tuck into this tray perfectly. Give an idea for scale. So good. A Dunn mug does fit on each one of these shelves as well. And then the tier tray, the mini stands, they're a little tall, so those would have to go just on the top shelf. But I wanted to share some other haul that I found at Michael's. And so I made my little sign. But at Michael's, they have right now, and if you're doing these tier tray mini stands, oh my gosh, these would be so perfect for them. They are from the Ashland collection, and they are considered a mini sign, mini embellishment. See what that looks like? See how it's already like framed in? They are 40% off right now. So if you want these, I would pop over and pick them up because little mini stitches would go right in there. But this is the scale of these little guys on our little minis. It's perfect. You can have it just be that sign if you want, but I got a number of them so that I have one with a red frame. And then look at this one that goes right with my beads already. Welcome to our hive. So that had that. And then there was this cute little Home Sweet Home, which I'll probably leave just like that and not even cover. It's so precious, right? So that gives you a good scale idea for that. And then there's a basic, here's another Home Sweet Home in black. But there were a ton of them. These were maybe like $2. Okay, they're $3.99 and they're 40% off. So yeah, they're not much. They were really reasonably priced. Now over at Hobby Lobby, they have a little bigger sign with a string. This particular string, it's too long. It's going to hang way down like that. So if you wanted a larger sign, you just did have to shorten that guy up, and then he's going to fit on here as well. So those were some things I thought I'd show you. I'll add the links, but like I said, this one's at Hobby Lobby, and these sizes from Ashland are at Michael's. Then I was also out shopping around with my haul, and I'm going to share this gal with you guys. I do have some Rae Dunn things. I'm not a crazy Rae Dunn. I mean, I have some fun things. I have the things I enjoy, right? But I'm not like, I got to have it all type of person. But I do watch this gal. Her name is Tish, and I watch her shop for Rae Dunn, basically. It's kind of sad that I watch this, but I do. And she was in Home Goods Marshalls and shares this. I'm going to link her video in my description, her YouTube channel. It's called Tish Time. She's hilarious. Oh my gosh, she's so funny. But she also shares other things that are showing up, right? And she was showing all of the bee things that were showing up at Home Goods. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want some of those bee things, but I didn't get there in time to get very many. But I did find this little set with the gnome and the honey pot. I'm not into gnomes, but he had that little pink flower, so I thought he went well with the things that I was doing. He's got his little bee outfit on, and I think he complements and fits really cute on the tier tray stand. So I did pick those up, and like I said, I'll share Tish's YouTube channel so you can go see her shop for all the fun Rae Dunn things. So that was my haul for this week and the fun things that I was able to find and pick up. And, oh, I was going to show this too on the tier trays. Our tier tray mini collection is our 141 Design Company backers, which are our freestanding stands with their base to them. And we have the horizontal, the square, and the vertical that fit the things perfectly. Let me show you the Dapper Doodad actually on that square. And I have measurements for the boards that I cut for these. Now he's not finished. For the backer boards that I cut to fit on these, I have the measurements for those in the description below for all of our 141 Design Company mini stands. But our mini collections have a number of different sizes, a number of different things, and they're all kind of designs to go with your smalls, and they do fit on a tier tray. So they go here too. And, you know, we may or may not be painting up a few of those guys too at the retreat. So that's fun too. Whew. Anyway, so much stuff and so much fun. So I'm glad that you could join me here today. I have some prizes to give away from last week. We gave away 3 Hobby Lobby bee $10 gift cards so that you can go over and get your bee stuff or get your plants, whatever you need. The winners for those were Karen Christmas. Congratulations to you. Kara Thompson, and Chris R. So the 3 Ks, you guys won a $10 Hobby Lobby gift card. So if you will email me or message me, get with me somehow. The email is in the description box. Email me and give me your address so that I can get your gift card out to you in the mail. This week, our giveaways are going to be our minis. So we're giving away a complete collection of our 141 Design Company stands that are the horizontal, square, and vertical stands for tier tray tidbits, Dapper Doodads, etc. You get a full set of 3 of those. And we're also giving away a set of the mini tier tray mini stands. So you'll get actually both sets. I'm going to give 3 away. Let's see, how will I do this? Yes. I want you to put mini stands. That's what we chose, right? Mini stand, incorporate the phrase mini stand into your comment in the comments below. And then 3 lucky winners are going to win a set of both the stands and our mini freestanding set. So I'm excited to get those in the mail to you. So hurry up and put your comments in. I'll be back in about a week and a half, and we will share all of the winners from that. So thanks so much for joining me. And as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out. The links are all in the description below. And have a great week, and I'll see you next time.